Okay, Sarah DeMarias. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for spending some time talking to me.
No problem.
Sarah is a middle school math teacher at Scandinavian in Fresno Unified, and
Mhm.
she also does home hospital instruction within our program. And I wanted to talk to her today about all the really cool stuff she is doing. So, um, tell me about what was the first HHI student you ever had? Do you remember? And how long have you been doing it?
So I cannot pronounce her name. I believe it was Zenaida or Zenaida. I can never say it right, so I called her Z.
Yes.
And she was a middle school student at Computech. And
Uh-huh.
she was so eager to learn. And I think I really fell in love with it because it was one-on-one, and you could see that she really wanted to do well. And I wanted to do well to make sure she did well. And it was really great.
That's really cool. That's what we hear a lot of times is that the one-on-one for the teacher, because the teacher's so used to having this entire room full of people, that the one-on-one really makes a huge difference for the teacher. And we know it makes a big difference for the kid, and especially when they're sick. So it is a really cool program.
Yeah. It's really refreshing for me as a teacher in my teaching profession to do
Yeah.
a one-on-one.
I can see that. I know I enjoy having that time to just build that relationship. That's what I hear about over and over and over again. So I want to talk about technology in home instruction, which as a program, we don't have a whole lot of. I have some laptops and tablets available, but there's not a whole lot, and we kind of are dependent upon what's happening in the child's home. So I wanted to get your background and ideas on how we could, as a program, we could do a better job of incorporating more technology into home instruction, and just kind of pick your brain about that a little bit. You want to share a few thoughts with me?
Sure. So before summer ended, I used my computer from the district, my teacher computer, and I took it with me to my sessions. Unfortunately, I cracked the screen at the end of May. So now if I want to use it, I have to have an external screen. So if I do home hospital, I think I would have to take my personal laptop, which I'm fine with, and we just connect to their Wi-Fi, but that's a little bit of a pain. Do you want me to talk about technology in the curriculum or just in
I
general?
would I would love to hear your thoughts about how we could more our curriculum as a district is gearing so much more towards utilizing technology as a core piece of delivering curriculum. It is challenging, I think, sometimes in the homes because not everybody has internet connection, or they don't have a laptop, or maybe they didn't pay their internet bill. So we face a lot of those challenges, but I kind of want your opinion on how, as a program, I could help support my teachers more impactfully in offering them technology to take with them to the home, and what you think would be a good, I don't know, just your ideas.
Okay. I like the idea of offering the teachers to take technology because at this point I definitely accept that.
Crack screen and all.
Yeah, black screen and all. It's cracked and all over. I know the math curriculum in the district, especially for elementary and middle, is Go Math, and they have an online component. And they have all of their lessons online and all of their resources. So I think as long as the home hospital teacher can get access to that, I think that would be really beneficial. You don't have to go and ask the other teachers what they're doing. You can look online yourself. We used a lot of Brain Pops and PBS Learning or PBS Kids, and I think that's great to making sure the teachers have access to those passwords and even knowing that that's an option.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a big deal as well.
Uh-huh. I used Pinterest and Teachers Pay Teachers and found all the free stuff I could use that went with the grades we were teaching. So I think that was nice.
I think that's a really cool resource. One of the things that I'm wanting to build in the website that I started is just resources that are out there that, if a teacher's stuck and isn't sure what to do with that little fourth grader they might happen to have, that they can go there and say, well, look, here's this whole list of things. And I know that it's out there on the Fresno Unified website, but I think sometimes, I don't know, we forget that, or we're too bombarded with other things to do. And so it's a nice, if I can tell people, okay, go here, here's not a complete list because it's impossible to make a complete list, but here's a bunch of stuff that you can look at if you want to.
Right. And I wonder if you could gather a group of teachers who you have a relationship with, who you could say, hey, contact this person about this subject, who don't mind being bothered. Because I've had people at my district or at my site say, hey, can you help me with this lesson? And I just pull stuff together and give it to them. And it didn't cost me but like 10 minutes to help them.
Right, exactly. And I think that is something that I definitely can do to try to get key people available. That is actually a really good idea, Sarah, to get key people who can really help at the grade, because we have to support everybody. So it's, you know, nobody's an expert, but we need each other's help as much as possible.
Right. And then that makes networking in the district, which I think is really cool. Like when I go to trainings, I see people that I kind of know and that I'm building this relationship with.
Kind of like us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so have you had any kids at this point that did not have internet access in their homes?
No.
Lucky girl.
Yeah.
That's good. That makes a huge difference. It makes it much easier to incorporate that technology and have them do it when they're familiar with it. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, and I wonder if you could get information on, doesn't Comcast do a low cost internet providing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what, yeah, and I think that is something that I need to do more research on that, because I know one of our other teachers, Shelby, spent some time on that with her family, that she really got some good resources for them. That's definitely, I will put that one on my list, because I think that's an important one as well.
Mm-hmm. Just
for the school, because it's crazy, but a kid's got to have internet to do their homework now. There's just, they have to have it. They just have to, I think. Okay, so tell me about how you started your Twitter chat. I'm really enjoying that. It's really fun. So tell me about how that all came about.
Okay, so I went to, I think it was the Fresno Unified put on their first technology conference. And Alice Keeler was one of the participants. She wasn't even a presenter. We got talking about social media. And then she started talking about a Twitter chat. I'm like, what the heck is this Twitter chat? I barely know what Twitter is. And so she was talking how people use it in a professional manner. And I thought that was so awesome, because Facebook's personal and Instagram's personal, but Twitter could just be full of all of these resources. And a Twitter chat is where all these educators get together and they use a common hashtag, the pound symbol. So ours is hashtag FUSD T-chat. And if you follow along with that, you can see like a whole stream of what we're talking about. And she helped me moderate the first couple, and she even made an Excel sheet with like questions and things to say. And it is so much fun. And this past time we got like 2 new people to talk to us, and we were so excited. We're like, how'd you find out about us? And we're listed on some website that has chats on it. And I'm like, oh, I think this is so awesome. So I think there's only like 5 regular people, but hey, I'll take it. And it's just getting started. We've been doing it every week on Wednesdays at 4:15.
That is awesome. I know I wanted to join it for part of my class I was doing and take a look at it. And then I think I was really at the beach, which is a tough day. So I couldn't do the one that I wanted to join in, and then I haven't gotten back to it yet, but I'm going to do it. I just want you to know I'm excited about that whole process and what it gives to our teachers to help connect everybody. I think it's such a huge opportunity to do that.
Yeah. And can I say something that you could cut out later?
Yeah.
So I am a little disappointed in Fresno Unified. We have tried to get it on the weekly newsletter or whatever, but they're not willing to put it on there. And I think it's because they can't control it.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure.
Oh, I think that's a little bit of a bummer. So I put it on the bottom of all my emails, but I'd love to figure out a way to get the word out about it.
I totally agree. And that's kind of like what I want to do is, I wanted to do my blog on the Microsoft platform, because I was talking to Darren Melton, who's the only person in the district who uses the Microsoft blog platform, because he's in charge of all of it. And I couldn't do 90% of the stuff I wanted to do. So I was like, well, that's just stupid.
You couldn't do it because it was content they didn't agree with, or?
It was because it was, I needed to be able to broadcast worldwide. I needed to be able to have it be about not just Fresno Unified. And I wanted to be able to share it outside of Fresno Unified teachers. And I couldn't do that in their platform. I can share, I mean, I could do another one and just have it designed to be for Fresno Unified teachers, but that kind of defeats the purpose of a blog, in my opinion. So I was like, nope, going back to Google. And I'm trying so hard. You know, my husband is on the IT team. I should try really hard to support Microsoft and that whole SharePoint process. Wow, we're going to edit out a lot. But I can't do all the stuff I need to do in SharePoint that I want to do. So I have to keep going back to Google because Google gives me that freedom. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's an interesting process. But I guess my message to all of that is my plan is to change my email signature and add the blog to it, because I want to keep doing it even though my class is done, because I love it. I've had so much fun doing it. I really have had a great time with it. And then I want to, so on my blog, I'll advertise the FUSD T-Chat.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, I think there's somebody in the Philippines who's reading my blog. So, hey. Maybe they have something to say. I don't know.
Can you subscribe to your blog?
Yeah, I think you can. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and see if I can subscribe. Because I think it'd be better if I got the emails as opposed to like every day, let me check, you know?
I know. I don't know. I would have to check. It's so funny. That has been, you know, it's like learning to walk. I was crawling. I had no idea what I was doing. But then throughout the whole process of the class, I kind of figured out what my voice was.
Yeah.
And it's just like how you've kind of developed this chat thing that you're doing on Twitter. It's something that I am getting a lot out of personally, but I can really, I think, build the business part of what I do as my job into it. So it's a very conducive environment. Mm-hmm. I talk so much with my hands. I never realized that until I'm watching myself on the computer. So I just think it's a really neat opportunity to make the program as good as it can be. And that's, you know, why I'm here. So anyway, that's kind of fun. Okay, should we go back to our chat?
Sure.
I don't want to take your entire day. I can talk to Sarah forever. Okay, so next subject I wanted to know is how you got Alice Keeler to be a part of your training that you're going to do next week at Scandinavian.
So from the Twitter chat, oh, I'm echoing.
That's okay.
Okay. She'd offered multiple times about how she loves Google and wants to shoot down Microsoft. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And she's like, you know, if you never ever need a training or whatever, I'd be willing to do it for free. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm just going to get the nerve and I'm going to say, hey, was that serious? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I invited my whole school and I think I have like 5 people coming. But you know what? It's their loss. And I'm really excited for it. And you can come and invite whoever. And probably the less people, the better, because then it's more intimate and you get your questions answered. And I'm offering it. It's not my fault if you don't take advantage of it. It's awesome.
No, I think it's fabulous. I'm going to come. In fact, I already told my boss today that I was going to come because it sounds like a fabulous experience. And I follow her blog and follow her on Twitter because she has such great resources, and it's, you know, it's just a really great opportunity. So I was really excited for you that you had made that connection, and that.
Thank you.
How amazing it is that with all of the social media aspects that we have, and this is something that I think we need to build on as within our program, is that you really have access to all of these people that are willing and able to help. And that's just an environment that I think as teachers, sometimes we think we have to do it all ourselves, and you don't. There's so many people out there who are willing to help.
And I think that goes back to the Fresno Unified AC kind of thought. Like, I love my department. Like, I don't want to teach by myself. I don't want to plan by myself. I want a great department because that's how I flourish, is working with other people.
Right, exactly. And that's something that I see it as a challenge, but one that's easily overcomable in the HHI world, because it's not just middle school math, it's everything. It's all of those subjects. So the more that I can kind of help those people make those connections to the other teachers who are fourth grade experts, the better off I'm going to be in helping that child. So
Agree.
do you have anything else you want to throw at me that we can put in our little video for today? Any other key words of wisdoms you'd like to share?
Well, I can go about myself for a second. That's a little embarrassing. But Brian Dvorak came and he videotaped me for the teaching channel. And I think it's up already on Plickers. And I really like using Plickers in my classroom.
Oh.
And Plickers, you only need one device. So the teacher needs a device. And the students just have this really large QR code, and the teacher can scan the room. So I think that's a great, very practically free website or app that you can use. The app is free. You just have to pay to print the QR codes.
That's really cool. If you will send me the link to your interview, I'll add it to my blog so that other people can see it as well.
That works for me.
That's cool. Okay, Sarah, thank you so much for your time. It was so great to talk to you, and I can't wait to work with you again this school year.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.
Do we really